Good evening, guys. It's Riley, and I have been doing an episode, 4 episodes over on Dating Drama Young and Old about a situation with a guy I met Thursday and the connection and the vibe and how he tried to sell it to me. But listen, the mask shift. Have you ever been talking to someone and felt like you were literally being pulled under a spell? I'm talking about that heavy, intense, almost hypnotic energy. A voice on the other end of the phone that feels so safe, so focused, entirely on you, that your guard just completely drops. For 3 days straight, this person is spinning a web. They're fast tracking everything. They're dominating the conversation. Manipulation, domination, and the narrative is talking about how you need to come home with them, telling you everything you want to hear. They paint this picture of a perfect isolated connection. There's no one else in my life, they say, and your brain wants to believe the fantasy. It feels like destiny, but your gut, always knows when the map isn't mapping. You start noticing the cracks. You realize the story about the car is a lie. He doesn't even have one, but you stay on the line because that hypnotic voice is just so comforting. And then the universe gives you a gift. The illusion shatters in a single second. You're on the phone listening to this carefully constructed character when suddenly you hear a woman's voice in his background. And right then, the man you've been talking to for 3 days completely vanishes. His tone drops, his posture changes, and in a total different voice, a voice you have never heard before, says, "Okay, baby, I gotta go." Boom. The mask didn't just slip, it fell completely off. Shattered on the floor. In that 1 second, you realize the low, soothing, intense man you were falling for was just a script. It was a performance. And the second he got caught, he didn't even have the decency to face you. He shifted personas to manage the other women in his room. It's jarring. It shakes your nervous system. But let me tell you what the real victory looks like. The victory isn't staying on the line to scream at him. The victory isn't demanding an explanation or trying to win an argument with a liar. The victory is quietly hanging up. It's single handedly walking away completely normal and choosing peace. It's realizing you don't owe a performance artist another second of your life. Yeah, your nervous system is going to need a minute to reset after a psychological mind game like that. Yesterday, I had to just shut the world out, sit on my couch, eat some snacks, and watch Hallmark movies just to ground myself back in reality. And that is exactly what healing looks like. You protect your peace, you laugh at the absolute audacity of the lie, and you move forward. Because once you learn to see through the hypnosis, nobody can ever cast a spell on you again. You weren't attracted to me. You weren't attracted to you were attracted to the fantasy you built in your own head. Then move into the story. And what is our story? We moved into the story with him. We played a story out. You know, I mentioned my watermelon when we were having our podcast, and suddenly that's all some men hear. That's all he heard. What it represents my brand. They don't ask what that means. Their mind spurts off somewhere else because they know my heart. They're already written a script starring themselves. Some men don't flirt, they audition for access. And the fastest way to learn someone's intentions is to give them just enough information to let their imagination do the talking. They don't reveal what they want, they reveal how they see you. He asked, "How many watermelons do we need then? What do you do with them? Then we could be having fun right now if I was there with you." These comments, these clues, these windows in his mindset. I'm not judging attraction, I'm judging assumptions. Respect asks questions. Lust writes the ending before the first chapter. That's a darker tone. It's confident, like dangerous, and it makes people think instead of simply talking about sex. Because it is. It is dangerous when they want the lust right off the front. And it makes you guys think about that. It makes them think. It makes me think that I don't want sex because of your dramatic play. That isn't what I'm looking for. You knew that from the beginning, but yet you have a agenda, a manipulation, a domination agenda. You know, the red flags don't always wave, sometimes they flirt. Sometimes they say, "Hey, I want that connection. I feel that vibe. In 3 hours, I feel that vibe." But is it a healthy vibe, a healthy connection? Or was somebody getting ready to lay on you, literally, attack your persona, tear you down? I don't know about you. I don't know where you are in that, but I know I don't want that anymore. This is Riley, Dating Drama with a Kick. Have a great rest of your Tuesday.